The Galactic Council chamber buzzed with hushed whispers and uneasy glances as representatives of countless species gathered for the most anticipated session in centuries. At the center of the expansive hall, under the brilliant glow of the Council's crystalline ceiling, stood the human delegation, a species many considered to be an anomaly. Humans were new to the galactic stage, having been admitted to the Council only a few decades prior. Their homeworld, Earth, lay on the fringes of explored space, far from the bustling trade routes and core systems. Though technologically advanced, humans had always been perceived as unremarkable compared to the ancient civilizations that dominated the galaxy. Their ships were slower, their weapons less sophisticated, and their numbers far too few to matter in the grand scheme of things. Or so everyone thought. Order, boomed the voice of Chancellor Creel, the reptilian Sargon leader who presided over the council. His scales shimmered as he raised a clawed hand to silence the murmurs. The human delegation has requested this emergency session to address a matter of galactic importance. Ambassador Riley, the floor is yours. The human ambassador, a tall woman with piercing gray eyes and an air of quiet confidence, stepped forward. Her formal black uniform, adorned with the emblem of Earth's United Nations, contrasted sharply with the flamboyant attire of the other species. Behind her stood two aides, their expressions unreadable, but their postures rigid. "Thank you, Chancellor." Ambassador Riley began, her voice calm but firm. "Distinguished members of the Council, I stand before you today not to request aid, nor to plead for support, but to deliver a warning." The room fell silent. A warning? From humans? For decades, the Council has dismissed our species as insignificant, our technology as primitive, Riley continued. Yet, while you were busy underestimating us, we've been preparing, observing, and now we face a threat that endangers not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. A murmur rippled through the chamber. Chancellor Creel narrowed his eyes. "Explain yourself, Ambassador. What threat do you speak of?" "The Kreth Armada," Riley replied, her voice steady. "A fleet of ruthless conquerors from beyond the Perseus Veil. They've already destroyed several colonies in the Outer Rim and are moving towards the core systems. Your intelligence networks should have detected them by now." Creedle scoffed. "We are well aware of the Karath. Their fleet is formidable, but the combined might of the Council species will be more than enough to repel them." Riley's lips curved into a faint smile, one that sent a chill down the spines of those present. "With all due respect, Chancellor, your combined might will not be enough. The Karath fleet numbers in the thousands, and their technology surpasses anything in the Council's arsenal. They are relentless, merciless, and utterly devoid of fear." Her representative from the Zorvax Consortium, a gelatinous being encased in a shimmering exosuit, quivered with indignation. "And what do you propose, human? That your pitiful species can succeed where the Council cannot?" "Precisely," Riley said, her smile widening. "Because we've been hiding something." The chamber erupted into chaos. Accusations, demands, and incredulous exclamations filled the air as representatives turned to one another in disbelief. Creel slammed his gavel against the podium, sparks flying from the impact. "Silence!" he roared. "Ambassador Riley, you will explain yourself immediately." Riley stepped back, raising a hand to signal her aides. One of them activated a small holographic device, projecting a three-dimensional image into the air. Gasps echoed throughout the chamber as the projection revealed an enormous fleet of warships, each bristling with weaponry and unlike anything the Council had ever seen. "This," Riley said, her voice cutting through the stunned silence, "is the Sol Defense Fleet." The ships were sleek and angular, their dark hulls absorbing light rather than reflecting it. They exuded an aura of menace, as if they had been designed not just to fight, but to dominate. The flagship, a behemoth known as the Erebus, dwarfed even the largest vessels in the Council's navy. "Impossible," muttered a delegate from the Thalax Dominion. "How could you build this without the Council's knowledge?" Riley's smile turned cold. While the Council debated trade agreements and territorial disputes, humanity focused on survival. Every resource, every ounce of ingenuity, was poured into creating this fleet. We knew that someday we'd face a threat too great to ignore, and we knew we couldn't rely on the Council to save us. The chamber was silent once more, the weight of Riley's words sinking in. Creel leaned forward, his yellow eyes gleaming with suspicion. "Why reveal this now?" he asked. "If your fleet is as powerful as you claim, why not simply wait for the Karath to arrive and deal with them yourselves?" Riley's expression hardened. "Because we're not just fighting for Earth. The Karath won't stop with humanity. Once they've crushed us, they'll come for the rest of the galaxy. We're offering you a choice. Stand with us, or stay out of our way. But make no mistake, we will fight, with or without your support." The ultimatum hung in the air like a storm cloud. Representatives exchanged uneasy glances, the gravity of the situation sinking in. The Council had always operated on the assumption that no single species could challenge its authority. But now, humanity had shattered that illusion. A slender insectoid delegate from the Mirax swarm clicked its mandibles nervously. If we were to accept your offer, what would you require of us?" Riley's tone softened, though her resolve remained unyielding. Coordination, intelligence, and most importantly, trust. The Sol Defense Fleet will lead the charge, but we'll need the Council's support to ensure victory. Creel leaned back in his chair, his claws tapping rhythmically against the podium. For a long moment he said nothing, his piercing gaze fixed on Riley. Finally he spoke. "Very well," he said, his voice low but firm. "The Council will convene a vote. If the majority agrees, we will stand with humanity against the Karath. But know this, Ambassador, if your fleet fails, it will not be just Earth that falls. It will be all of us." Riley met his gaze without flinching. "Then let's make sure we don't fail." Hours later, as the council chamber emptied and representatives returned to their ships, Riley stood on the observation deck of the Erebus, staring out at the vastness of space. Behind her, one of her aides approached cautiously. "Do you think they'll follow through?" the aide asked. Riley didn't turn. "They don't have a choice. The Karath are coming, and they'll tear through this galaxy like a wildfire if we don't stop them." The aide hesitated. "And if the Council turns against us after the war?" This time, Riley did smile. It was a dangerous, almost predatory smile. "Then they'll learn why it was a mistake to underestimate humanity." Far in the distance, the stars shimmered like a million tiny beacons. And somewhere beyond them, the Karath Armada loomed, unaware that for the first time in centuries, they were about to face a species that refused to kneel.